Okay, so the last few details on the hook sweep, Henry Aiken's open guard system. We are looking at if I have the underhook in a seated position. Again, what we were looking at last time was I'm playing open guard. Okay, anytime Matthew stuffs that and pinches my knee. Now, if he's not too far with the knee, we talked about how I could create distance by moving back and getting my leg back out again, and then scissor sweep time. But if he stuffed that and he's quite a little bit higher, all I'm thinking about now is moving into the hook sweep. So I'm on my side. I physically have to turn my knee up to get my foot in. And the main thing is, now that I am going to sweep Matthew to the side, I need some kind of control on his wrist. And then from that position, I want to be on my side, which we talked about last time. Being on your side from our position just doesn't mean this. Okay, it looks now, because my hips are square, I'm on my side, but if you notice my shoulders are kind of 45 this way. I want to be withdrawing that elbow. So I want my top shoulder in front of my bottom shoulder. So now when I kick him this way, I'm on top. Henry Aikens doesn't play butterfly guard. He doesn't play a seated guard, which would mean the hook sweep would be more like this. And basically, he does, to cut a long story short, he doesn't play a butterfly guard is because it doesn't work in a real fight. Alright? You see a lot of this in no-gi. Mainly you see it in no-gi because with my feet on the inside, there's less chance of Matthew being able to leg lock me. But Henry Aiken's philosophy is it won't work in the street or MMA because basically Matthew can just start punching the face clean off me from here. Okay, so that's why he doesn't really rate it too much. But he did show some nice pointers on that hook sweep if I have the underhook and I'm in here. So first thing is obviously very much like this version here that he taught, I need to control the arm that I'm sweeping to. Again, he doesn't rate an overhook. The problem with an overhook is Matthew can just limp arm and he's out. So on this really in gi where you're grabbing material, it's not really the best of grips and you're leaving your fingerprints on their tricep. A better control of the arm of the side I'm sweeping to is just finding the elbow with the palm of my hand and pinching my elbow to my body. So Matthew actually tries to get his arm back from there. It's not going to happen. Now it's all about sideward movement. The problem with the butterfly guard sweep or the hook sweep from a seated position is we have this kind of mentality that we want to load the guy onto us and then blast him with that hook, which is pretty much impossible on a bigger, heavier guy. So we want to think about there's never really any backward movement. My goal is to put Matthew's right shoulder on the mat. So it's all sideways movement. And because I've got an underhook and I'm controlling this with my overhook, all I'm going to do is try and actually physically turn sideways. Notice I'm not even using the hook because I'm connected. Matthew's already balling. And I'm on top. So again, the reason sideways movement works so well is because of the connection. From there, even with me just trying to go, have one go, put a shoulder on the mat. I can use my hook if I choose to. Now I'm into super chill. Now Matthew can close that down when he knows I'm moving him sideways by physically trying to push my back down, and then we end up I'm kind of on flat on my back and trying to use a hook sweep and I don't have the leverage. So think about that same concept that we talked about when we were playing butterfly guard. Anytime we're playing butterfly guard, I want my shoulders slightly in front of my hips. Anytime my shoulders are in front of my hips, Matthew can just push and I'm down. Whereas if I'm here, well, the thing is head positioning, I want my head tucked as well because he can also push on my head. So my head's never up here, head is tucked. So when I move into that position and I get that double lock, okay, as I go to do sideward movement and I feel Matthew trying to flatten me out, my shoulders are in front of my hips. So now from there, do you let me sweep you, bro? Again. So two things. When I'm here, sideward movement. That's all I'm trying to do. Get a shoulder on the mat. The second thing I'm thinking about is shoulders in front of my hips. And anytime he drives into me, it's just a matter of me. So that is our last few details on the hook sweep if you have the underhook.